Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to be taking our first look at the Universal Monsters book test series by Josh Zandman. Hello my friends, and welcome back to another first look where my job is to take a closer look at the latest and greatest magic products before they've even hit the market. Now in today's video we're going to be taking a look at another Zandman book test series. It's Halloween time, so of course it is extremely appropriate to be looking at Josh Zandman's Halloween themed book test series. I'm talking about the Universal Monsters book test series, right? So we have all kinds of different monsters from the Universal cinematic universe. Of course, we're talking about Frankenstein, we got Dracula, Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? And these are jam-packed full of all sorts of different methods. You can choose one method, you can choose multiple methods, you can use all of them if you really want to. If you want to have like an entire 30-minute mind reading session with just these books, you can do it. And the best part is whether or not you choose to just get one book in the series or all three of these books are gimmicked. They work exactly the same way and they work together with one another. So you can peek multiple parts of the book, multiple words in multiple different parts of the page, right? You can have them look at the first word, the entire first line, the last word on the page, all kinds of stuff. And these books will tell you everything that you need to know. And the spectator could be standing all the way on the other side of the room, right? They don't even need to be right there next to you. You can read their mind from a distance. You can read multiple minds at once. You can read up to 5 different spectators' minds at once using these books, right? And the beautiful part is you don't have to memorize anything really, right? The books are going to tell you everything that you need to know. If you can memorize 5 words, then you'll be well on your way to performing these at miracle status, right? If you're just like me, for some reason you just cannot memorize words at all, like I'm the absolute worst when it comes to memorizing words or numbers or any of those things, you don't have to memorize anything and you can still perform everything that's in this book test. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different methods that are included in here. All right, so let's assume that you got all of the books in the series, right? How do they work together? Well, one of the books is going to peek at the other 2. But the cool thing about it is that all 3 books are gimmicked. So it doesn't matter which book the spectator chooses. You don't have to magician's choice them out of it. It is a completely fair choice. You could be like, pick a book, any book. Let's just say they pick Frankenstein. You can let them have Frankenstein. And then you can tell them, which book do you want me to use? They can tell you, I want you to use Dracula, right? So now I have Dracula here. I could flip through the pages of Dracula. They can say stop. And I can say, did you want to open to this page here, page 50, is that okay? And they might be like, no, I want you to keep going. All right, it's a completely fair choice. Let's see, how about page 108? Does that sound okay to you? They'll say yes. Perfect, go ahead and open to page 108 in your book. And I already know that they are going to be looking at the words ugly creatures on the first line in the Frankenstein book. So page 108, again, no forcing, no fishing, no guessing. It just straight up tells you, page 108, the first words on the line, ugly creatures. And now that you know that information, you can reveal it in any way that you want. You can write it down, you can reveal just the first word, you can reveal the first few words, or you'll also learn my inception method where you can have them learn look at a specific word on the line and you can reveal what word it is that they're thinking of with 100% accuracy rate. You don't have to worry about them looking at the wrong word or anything like that. It hits 100% of the time, right? So that is the multiple book version. And like I said, all of the books work together. Let's just say I have the Hunchback book, right? And I tossed out Frankenstein and Dracula to the audience, and I'm holding on to the Hunchback. I could flip through, they could stop me at any time. Page 40, is that the one that you want me to do, right? So I'm gonna have them looking at Dracula, and I'm gonna have them looking at Frankenstein, right? And so Dracula, they're gonna see under no obligation, And in Frankenstein, they're going to see heaven and earth, right? So what did I say? Page 40, right? Under no obligation. And in Frankenstein on page 40, it should say heaven and earth. Heaven and earth. And it really is that quick. It really is that easy. That is the multiple book version. Now, of course, knowing Josh Zandman, he wouldn't only just give you that one method. Of course, he's going to give you his classic Zandman book test method, the super flashback. That's the one where you flip through the pages. They say stop at any page that they want. Again, completely fair choice. They can keep going if they want to. You have them look at the first word on the page, right? And again, it doesn't look like you've done anything, but you already know what they're thinking of the word together. It just really is that quick and that easy. It will tell you the first word that they're thinking of. And it's lightly examinable. They're not going to see the same word replicated on each page. They could flip through just like this. They can look both sides of the page. They're not going to see any words repeating or anything like that, right? Like I said, it's lightly examinable. And what do I mean by that? You're not going to be able to read this as a book. It's just not going to make sense. It's going to be a garbled bunch of nonsense if they were to try to read it cover to cover. But at a glance, they could flip through the pages, right? And it looks like a completely ordinary book. There's nothing really to find, right? So when I say it's lightly examinable, that's what I mean. I mean that they can flip through the pages. They can check it out. It's a different word on the first word of every page every time and all of that good stuff, right? The next thing that you're going to learn is one of my favorite pieces of magic of all time, and that is the PEGASUS page method. And again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to flip through. They're going to stop you anytime that you want, right? So you're going to open the book to a page where they tell you to stop, and you're going to have them memorize the page number. But instead of looking at the first word on the page, you want them to look at that entire first line, and you have them look over here at the right-hand page this time. Look at that entire first line, think of a word on that line, and then close the book. So now they're thinking of a word and they're thinking of a page number. Then you're going to produce a page. And the cool thing about this page is you can produce it from your wallet, your pocket, your shoe, inside of a sealed envelope on stage, underneath someone's chair in the very back of the room. It does not matter. You're going to produce a page. But not just any page. You're going to ask them, what page were you on? They're going to say 103. But that's page 103. Interesting. And what word were you thinking of? Illuminated. What word did I circle at the top of the page? Illuminated. Now, you've been holding this book in your hand the entire time. Do me a favor, open up to page 103. They're going to flip through the pages, but when they go to get to page 103, the page is missing. It's not there anymore. And the page that you're holding, not only is page 103 from the same book, but it's the page 103 from the book that's been in their control the entire time. And you can show all of the tears, everything lines up perfectly. You can take the book back, let them have a seat, and now you've just done something so freaking cool. That is the PEGASUS page method, one of my favorite things that you can do with this. Now, there's also other multiple spectator type methods in there, like a tossed out book test, for example. You could take the book, toss it out into the spectators, let them open the book at a random page, and they're going to look at the last word on the page this time, not the first word, but the last word on the page, memorize it, give the book to another spectator. They do the same thing. They open up to a random page, look at the last word on the page, memorize it, pass it to another spectator, and so on and so forth until 5 different spectators are all thinking of words. You take the book back, put it away. You don't need to look at it anymore. You have nothing on stage. You're just there with your empty hands, and you're going to have the 5 different spectators that are all thinking of words stand up, close their eyes, and one at a time you're going to point to each individual spectator, reveal their thought of word to them, and then tell them, if I got your word right, you can open your eyes and have a seat, and all 5 spectators are going to sit down. 100% self-working. Don't need to fish, don't need to force any pages, don't need to do any kind of guesswork. You'll already know before they even do which words they're going to choose, because it's built like that into the book. And again, I want to make this clear. It doesn't matter which one of the books from this series you use. they all work exactly the same way. So if you have one or if you have them all, it doesn't matter. All the methods work the same, right? Another couple of different variations of the tossed out book are also going to be taught here as well. You have tossed out plus, where basically you're going to have two different spectators, each thinking of a different word, either from two different books or two different pages of the same book, right? You're going to have them each think of a word from the book, and then you are going to read their mind. But this time, you're not going to tell them the word that they're thinking of. You're going to tell them what kind of image that they're creating in their mind that they're thinking of, right? So let's just say they're thinking of the word sunset. You're going to tell them about this image of a sunset that you're seeing in their mind. Or if they're thinking of winter, you're going to tell them, oh, I'm seeing like snowmen and it's very cold, right? It's like in the winter time kind of feel to it. So you're revealing the images in their mind. And again, you know all of the information that you need to know up front before they've even chosen a word. You don't have to have them land on a specific page. It's a completely fair choice, and it really is that easy. And then of course, last but not least, you have the reverse book test. Now the cool thing about the reverse book test that's built into these books is that you can peek at the words here, and so you already know exactly what word the other spectator is thinking of. Or if you don't want to use these, let's just say you just grabbed Frankenstein. You didn't grab any of the other books. You just grabbed Frankenstein. You can go walk over to your bookshelf. I got books on that bookshelf there, and you can grab any book that you want. This is The Alchemist, right? By Paulo Coelho. I can never say that guy's name, right? This is not a gimmick. This is just a random book that I grabbed off the bookshelf over there. But you can use these two books together. And in the same way that we showed you before, if I flip through the pages and I say, yeah, go ahead and open to page 76, right? In the other book, they're going to open to page 76, and you're already going to know, if I can get to that page, let's see, 76. I already know it's going to be the word nurse. Watch, I haven't even gotten there yet. 76, right? Go ahead and look at the last page, or the last word on the page, and boom, they're thinking of the word nurse, right? So there's all kinds of really cool stuff that you can do with this. And whether you choose to buy one book or multiple books, you're going to be able to do so many different cool things with this. I highly recommend that you get all the books in this series if you can, because it's just going to allow you to do some really cool stuff. Like I said, if I were to toss Frankenstein out to the audience, the spectator could be holding the book all the way out in the back of the audience, in the back of the room, and I could be in the front of the room here with Dracula, and I can say stop whenever you want. Page 46, is that okay? Go ahead and open to page 46 in your book, and never ever is going to be the first couple of words on that line on the page in the very back of the room. And I don't have to have that memorized ahead of time or anything. The book literally tells you. So really, really cool Universal Monsters book test. Please go ahead and visit joshzandman.com. Links will be in the description for where to pick all of this stuff up. And I highly recommend, if you have not already done so, and if you're interested in learning more about the Zandman books, not just this series, but all of the books that he's put out, please go to Facebook and consider joining the Zandman Book Test Facebook group. There's a lot of really cool folks in there discussing the different Zandman book test groups, book test books, excuse me. They're coming up with their own methods and their own presentational ideas and sharing them, bouncing ideas off of each other. I'm in there, Josh Zandman's in there answering questions. It's just a really great community. So if you haven't already done that, please go join that group. Thank you so much for watching this first look video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. But until then, take care.